Good morning, guys. Today is February 17, 2017, and it's the last day of the week. It is a Friday, and we do have a long weekend coming up. There is no trading on Monday, so the markets are closed. Last night, I was posting on my Twitter account. I had very hard time sleeping. I wanted to get to bed by 10, be up for 5:30, 6-ish, and be ready for the market open, but I somehow just couldn't fall asleep and ended up falling asleep. I know I was up till like 12:30 midnight, past midnight. So and then I woke up this morning and I feel pretty fresh, so I'm kind of like, you know what, I feel good. I'm not tired or anything, so we'll see what happens when the market open. I'm not 100% prepared yet, but I'm also not looking to jump into anything yet because I feel like a lot of things are moving up. There's a lot of the stocks that are making, that have nice gap, tops, TOPS. We'll go over that right now, is one that I'm watching, out of the gates here. But as you guys can see, it had made a major move after hours in pre-market. So from last night, closed around 3, it went all the way up to just under 5, from last night. So basically what that means is that it has an RSI of 85, it has a float of, I believe, 1.8, let me just bring up the up-to-date information here on it. So with even though it has a low float, it has a float of 1.89 million. It does look overextended here. Obviously, the volume is just reaching 1 million right now, or close to 1 million. It's about 780,000 in volume pre-market. So I feel like it's going to be a bit overcrowded, but it does not mean it doesn't have potential. It definitely has potential. We will look for this on a red to green move. That's something I would look for on this stock, just because I feel like if it opens up and it dips down, but once it runs through its open, so it makes a red to green move, I feel like it will have potential, and we could potentially test this 490, and if we break it, we have a room up to 6, 7, 8. There's a lot of room to run up there. So we don't have resistance, even if you put right here, we don't have resistance until 655. So there's definitely a lot of room to run on this stock. So I'm definitely going to be watching this out of the gates here. The second one that I kind of liked is RGSC. Now, if you guys remember, RGSC has been on my watch list for quite some time. I've been watching it for let me bring this up. I've been watching this for, as it's downtrending, I've been watching it for a new high and some volume to come in. Although it made a new high here and some volume came in, nothing really happened. Now I'm watching it for some volume to come in here. Now with this, it looks like it will open under the $0.50 mark, and a break of 250 would potentially run, but I don't want to get in until it gives me a confirmation break on 264. The reason being is because this stock can run, it does have potential. It is a very low float. It's like 280,000 according to Yahoo, it has 280,000 shares in float. So very low float. It can run. The only problem with this is I have to be careful. I have to make sure that once I get in, there's still strength in the stock, and it's not just gonna get stuffed and basically crash 10-20 cents. That's what happened here before. I got in for the break of 350 and the stock just plummeted. So not making that mistake here today. We're gonna stay patient. Again, I'm not 100% prepared today. Most of the stocks, I don't know what's going on. So I'm just gonna be watching the first 10-15 minutes, just kind of make sure, things are looking good. Things look like they do have momentum. Things are coming up. And then we'll look for a play on this. SKLN, I'm also watching. It kind of consolidated this way, and now it's gapping up. Also, low float does have potential, and I believe it does have news out as well. Let me just see if it does show news here. Yeah, SKLN, it complying with all NASDAQ listing criteria. So they're holding all the listing criteria. They're in good standings. The company has evidence full compliance. Okay, yeah, so they're in good standing with NASDAQ. They received a letter, so it could potentially run, but we're gonna be watching tops. off the gate here. And again, a lot of the shippers are going to be moving today, so we're just going to be watching. There's going to be a lot of activity going on. We're not just going to be jumping into anything. We're going to stick to one stock, focus on it, and then look for a good opportunity on that stock. So I'll be back in about 4 minutes as soon as the market open, and then we'll go from there. Alright guys, so the markets are open. We're just watching tops here. Again, it is overcrowded here. The big volumes coming in, but we're not going to be jumping into anything. At 495 is the high right now of the candle. So we'll just see what happens. We'll love to see a pullback before it comes back up, but not going to be jumping into anything right away here. Potential pullback maybe to the 460s, and then a run up to what you might call 495, and then a break of that would be ideal. But again, not going to be jumping into anything here, just going to be watching. As you guys can see, it's dropping a little bit. Dries is dropping a little bit as well. So now the open is 450. Again, we're just being patient here. We're not jumping into anything. We're just being patient. So I'm setting my bracket order here that if it gets over 451, I'll get in. Oh, it's dropping more, so that's good. But if it does get over 450, we don't want to see it go below 440 again. We want to see it run. So the high of this is 438. So we're just waiting to see if there's buyers coming in, if there's momentum still, or if the stock's gonna get stuffed here. As you guys can see, it's making a long wick here, long shadow. So that means that every time it's going up, people are pushing it down. The high of this is 445. Oh, it just made a... But again, we'll look to get in over 451 with the same stop below 439. Just because that will show me that, you know what, it can get over the $0.50 mark without getting stuck there. Although it just made a 1 minute high, I'm not trusting it right now until it get over 451. There you go. Okay. Oh shoot. So again, I tried getting in at 451, didn't work. That stupid thing showed up. But I just canceled my order here. Well, good thing I did, because I would have gotten stopped out. So maybe it's a good thing I didn't get filled. You know what, for this, maybe we'll look for a 5-minute setup. I feel like 5-minute setup will be stronger. whereas 1 minute setup just seems to not have worked right there. Although it did go green on the day, it just couldn't hold green. Yeah, it opened at 450. It couldn't hold green. RGSC is running. So let's see what's going on there. So RGSC is running. Again, we want to see it get over 264 here. So we'll wait for RGSC to get close to 260 before we pay attention to it. Right now, we'll just be kind of watching tops. Now, a 5 minute setup would be, as you guys can see, it's a little trend. So 5 minute setup would be over this 462. So maybe we'll put our thing at 463. Now, where would my stop be on this? My stop would obviously be below 454. So my stop is going to be at 449. So now, as you guys can see, getting in at 63, that's 14 cents of downside. But if I get in here, there's about 60 to 63 to 93. There's about 40 cents of upside. So risk reward is obviously good here. But we want to see, we definitely want to see some good volume come in here, and then a push towards so we'll definitely wait for that 5 minute setup here. 9:35, so 9:40 is when the candle will be closing and the next candle will be opening. Would love to see it stay below that, just because I think that's a good risk reward there. Now, as you guys can see, this candle opened up and it got all the way pushed down. Now, again, that could just be a lot of the people taking profits. And then as soon as we get a new 5 minute candle, we could see a test of high of day again here. If not, then again, I'll be getting out at $14. 14, that's 28 and 2. So I could be, getting out with the about $32 loss. If not, and if it starts running, and especially if it takes out the high of day 495, we could potentially see a run up towards 550. So that would be ideal. It is high on RSI, but I think that's okay, because on 1 minute, as you guys can see, it is starting to build this little higher lows. So that means that the stock is not just falling; it has potential. So we'll just watch it for that. We do want to see this candle. would love to see this candle get pushed up towards this 450 above. I would love to see this candle close above 450 is what I'm trying to say. Just because if it closes above 450, we could have some potential buyers coming in. It doesn't look like it will, but we'll see what happens. I mean, the volume could just come in. It did just drop down, but it's holding 440, so that's good. That shows that there's some support in the 440s. RGSC still below 264, so not interested in that. DCIX 291. There's not much volume in DCIX. Okay, let's see what happens here. 450, 452. So again, we want to see it close above 450 in about 10 seconds, 7 seconds left here. So we'll see what happens. There you go. It closed at 451, which is good. now we want to see the 5-minute setup of taking out 462 here. So I'm just gonna be watching this and I'll be back. Alright guys, so again, no trade so far, being very patient, waiting for the right setup. Now I was waiting for the 5-minute setup, first 5 minutes to make a new high, but in the 450 areas it was very scary. There was a lot of resistance and it kept pushing down there, so I decided to stay away as this candle did make a new high. The reason being, I still had my order for the break of this 463, because I figure if the 5-minute makes a break of this, I can put my stop at 449, below 450, which could act as support now on the way down. But if it breaks that, we could see a potential run up to the high of day, but as you guys can see, it has broken the trend line sort of as well and dropped. So now it's just kind of it just dropped and it's not doing much right now. A lot of the stocks are dropping as well. I don't see anything that is looking to make a move. LBIX just popped up, so let me see what's going on there. LBIX just showed up on the scanner here. Now LBIX, did make a move yesterday as well, but the volume on this is only 279K. Let me see again. It is a bit high on price line. I think that's 274. So we'll just watch that, see if it can break 274. Then we do have a clear way up to 334. Over here the volume was in the 6 millions when it ran that much. So the stock does have potential. We just have to see if it can do that today as well. So we'll be watching this as well. So guys, I was looking for on this huge washout here, I was looking for first 5 minute to make a new high, because a lot of the stock recently, they break the chart, they don't hold the support and stuff, they break down and then they consolidate a little, and then on the 5 minute or 10 or 15 minute setup, as soon as they make a new high, they start running. So that's what I was watching for here. I figure this made a higher low than this. This was 399, I believe, yeah, and then this one's 398. So I was like, what, there's some support in that area, in the 4 area. So if it makes a new high, it will, people who shorted will start covering, people who are getting in, or new buyers will start coming in. So that's what I was waiting for, but it doesn't look like it. Just broke that support as well. I'm just very glad that I'm being very patient. I'm not just jumping in like, oh, let's just jump in, I have support at 4. No, I'm waiting for a series of events to happen that will show me that this has strength now. It's attracting buyers now. So if I jump in here, buyers are all gonna come in, shorts are gonna cover, and we can get back up towards 450. But clearly on this candle it didn't work, but we'll be watching it and see what happens. So guys, I wanted to I was watching this over 409. I wanted to get in. I just didn't pull the trigger. I don't know. I just I felt like if there is any pop, people are gonna short into this. Especially with there's no news being out, there's no catalyst. I don't know if it'll attract new buyers. That's my concern. I feel like it's just gonna be, on these pops, people are just gonna be looking to add to their short, or looking to sell, looking to add to their short, or just looking to open more short positions. Just because, look how much had it pulled back. It pulled back about a point from the high of day. It ran basically on no news, after hours and pre-market, all the way up to 5 from 3. There's a lot of gap to cover now, and I just feel like it's already red on the day. So these pops, I don't know how long they're gonna be, or if they're gonna last, or whatever the case might be. I just didn't feel comfortable. Like I was just like, you know what, Yusuf, I don't feel comfortable taking this trade right now. So I'm just gonna stay out of it. Good decision on my point, I feel like. You know, I would have gotten in at 409, so as you guys can see, I would have been down right now. I mean, I'm not saying that, you know, it's just going to drop here. I'm just saying that I just didn't feel comfortable getting in over this 408 point. I had my order ready. My stop was going to be 397. And, you know, it feels like it's not just running. Like, it's not attracting buyers. Because every time it pushes up, more sellers come in. So what that tells me is that every time it, you know, goes up a point, it drops a couple points, and to me it just shows that, you know, there's probably short sellers waiting to sell into these pops, like it's not just running upwards or whatever. So alright guys, PPHM, I was waiting for a 5-minute setup on this. I tried jumping in with 1700 shares at 57, didn't get a fill yet. I'm just gonna remove my order at this point. I wanted to get in on the break of this, on the break of 57. You know, jumped in, just didn't get my fill at 50s. Oh, could have got my fill there, or I don't know, probably not. There's a lot of people waiting at 57. I don't know. I don't think I'm gonna take any trades today, guys. I don't know, just not working out. I'm not gonna force anything just for the heck of it, just to make a trade. I think I'm better off on the sidelines for now. And you know, it is the long weekend. A lot of the traders are not even trading today. You know, there's still a lot of people trading, but most people are not trading today. You know, that's why it's not bringing a lot of volatility, maybe, or whatever the case may be. I'm not getting the, you know, a good 5-minute or 10-minute setups, 5-minute or 1-minute pullbacks or anything like that. So based on all that, I think I'm better off just kind of staying away and just watching for today. And then we'll see what happens once, you know, once the market open back up on Monday, and then we'll pick it up from there. You know, like I said, I don't have to trade every day. I don't need to force trades. You know, once something is there, I'll take it, but if it's not, I don't need to force it. So I mean, you know, soon it's almost 10:30. You know, we'll be approaching lunch hour around 11, and you know, it is a long weekend. You know, a lot of people are gonna probably not even come back after lunch hour. So just based on all that, I think it's just better. And like, nothing, every time I want to get into something, you know, I don't get executed, but on top of that, I just don't feel as though, you know, it has potential to run back up. I mean, this one, you know, once it makes a new high, you know, if everyone's watching the same thing that I'm watching, it should be running, right? But if that doesn't happen right away, then that means people are not watching the same thing I'm watching, and it's just better to stay on the sideline for it. And you know, just I canceled my order. I'm glad I didn't get executed, because I'll just won't take any trades today. So thanks for watching today, guys. You know, I'm still glad, although I had a very shitty sleep, I'm still glad I woke up pretty fresh, and you know, I was able to watch something, and you know, I learned something. I learned that, you know, when there's no volatility, when the setups are not working, and you know, even if you jump in for a setup, it's not gonna work right away. So it's better to just stay on the sideline and not force any trades. I mean, in a way, it kind of did seem like I was just looking for a trade. You know, just like, oh, make a new high so I can get in. But I don't need to look for that. I need to let a trade come to me. I need to just set it up perfectly, and then once I see a perfect setup, I mean, for this, the perfect setup would have been, guys, is this right here, curl. This candle to make a new high and bunch of volume to come in, and then we can see, you know, push back 60, push back above 61, 62, right? That would have been an ideal entry, ideal setup for me. But since, you know, it pushed down, gets pushed down, comes back up, moves a little, not really interested in it anymore. So glad I didn't get executed. I mean, if I would have, I still would have been holding it, because my stop, as you guys can see, would have been 0.555, so it would have been just below this right here. And if it doesn't get there, you know, it could just curl back up. But again, I'm not going to be around the whole day to watch this, so I'm just going to, you know, walk away. And again, my equity right now is still 1736, and like I said, my goal was, I said in my last video, my goal was to close the account over $2,000 at the end of February, and the only way I can do that, guys, is if I stick to the most risk reward and the most potential trades, the trades that have the most potential to run, 40, 50, 60 a point from my entry, is the ones that are going to put me back over that $2,000 mark. $30 here, $40 there, minus the fees, and fees. If I'm getting 1,700 shares, I'm paying about I think $11, $12 in fees, because I don't have a fixed rate, I have a flexible rate. So usually I buy 300-400 shares, so it works out better, because then I only pay $3 or $4 per share, or sorry, for the whole trade. But if I'm buying more shares, then I believe it's $6.95, and it's just so it's pushing me over $13, $14 just in fees. So if I'm making $30 after in profit, that means after fees I'm locking in maybe $16, $17, and that's not going to put me over the $2,000. So I need to wait for the right plays. I need to wait for the right setup. And once I get a nice pullback, with a stock that has a catalyst, is a low float, pulls back to the 9 EMA on the first minute after a nice squeeze, nice run up, pulls back, holds that level on a low volume. That's what I like to see. I like to see a pullback on a nice low volume. That means that there weren't a lot of buyers coming in. It was just some sellers selling it. Because as soon as buyers coming in, you get a push above that, the first candle to make a new high, you get a massive push right away, and that's what I like to see. So that's when you're in the right trade, if it moves right away in your direction. But if it kind of hangs around, it's okay to give stocks some time. It's okay to let it play out. But if it's on a new high, on a first candle to make a new high, especially after a pullback, if it doesn't push 5, 6, 7 cents right away, usually that means that the stock is a bit weak, or there's not enough buyers jumping in at that point level. So sometimes some stocks work right away. Sometimes they do hang around a little bit, and then the next candle just pushes right over. So that's why you are okay to give a little bit of time, but at the same time you don't want to wait too long. So thanks for watching, guys. We'll come back on Tuesday. I believe that would be February 22, if I'm not mistaken, because the Sat is the 18, 19, 20, 21, February 21. So we'll come back on the 21. This stock is moving. See, this candle didn't really jump, but this candle is now at 59. It could get back up to 60, 66, maybe break high of day. I don't know. But I'm not going to be in it, so I don't really care. I'll check back to the markets later on throughout my day. Got some things to do today, so I'll be looking into that. Okay, have a great day. Bye.